Eastern Security Network will cease to exist. Southeast newly formed Eastern Security Network, Ebibago, vows. Last year, Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafran organization, proscribed by the federal government, launched an illegal security organization called Eastern Security Network, ESN. The Southeast governors were not in support of the organization, despite the illegality of the organization and also lack of support from government and stakeholders in the zone. Eastern Security Network continued to operate. The Southeast governors recently launched a joint security organization called Ebube Ago to help the security agencies in the state in curbing crimes. The Ebube Ago security outfit is backed by 5 Southeast governors, and many stakeholders of the region welcome the new developments. If an illegal organization is not stopped, it will grow to become a problem that it was created to solve. As the Southeast governors have formed a security outfit, they should ensure that the organization called Eastern Security Network no longer operates and exists. Anyone caught parading himself or herself as a member of Eastern Security Network should be arrested and prosecuted. When they see that they are not needed, they try to become the problem. Thank you for listening to this news. They are jokers. They are jokers. They are fit and good to go and form any security outfit that they want to form. The Eastern Security Network give no damn. Didn't Onitsha formed a security outfit? Where were they now? Where is the security outfit? Since they formed it, has anyone ever heard their voice? Has anyone ever heard their voice? They are good to form whatever security outfit they want to form. They are good to form any kind of security network they want to form. I tell you, Eastern Security Network give no damn. They don't give any damn. The fact still remain that Eastern Security Network still remain the major security network in the Southeast. And nobody is going to stop that. Nnamdi Kanu said it. He said it clearly. He said that any state is good, is welcomed with their security outfit, but should not disturb the operation of the Eastern Security Network, because that is where war will come, and which is true. If you look at it very well, Eastern Security Network has not come to disturb anyone. Eastern Security Network came as a result of the issues that arised in the Southeast. When Nnamdi Kanu was lamenting and agitating and requesting and pleading to the Southeast governors to do something concerning the killings of the Southeasterners in the Southeast. Why other regions are forming security outfits, our Southeast governors refused to do the same. And our people keep dying. Okay, Nnamdi Kanu looked at it. Since it has gotten to this, let me come up with a security outfit that needs to protect my people. And that is what came about the Eastern Security Network. And when they came in, my dear viewers, the story changed. That is what it. Why is it that it is when Nnamdi Kanu decided to form a security outfit that now jeered the Southeast governors to come up with their own security outfit? Why didn't they come up with a security outfit even before Nnamdi Kanu came up with the security outfit? It means that if Nnamdi Kanu hasn't come out with the security outfit to protect the people, they will not know that it is their duty and their responsibility to protect the people. They will not know that it is their duty and responsibility to stand by the people. That is the problem. That is the problem. So I will want the people, the Southeast people themselves to think about this, to think about what these Southeast governors have done. Let them think about it and know if truly they are fair in their action, in what they are doing. Let them know. Let us see. Let us see. Nnamdi didn't just form Eastern Security Network. He formed it to help the people, to help his people. These people called Southeast governors, they are self-centered people, selfish and wicked people. Look at the time they're supposed to spend in protecting the people, they are spending that time. They are spending that time in solving their own personal issue. They are spending that time in agitating and going on for the quest of becoming a president. You see, greed. Umahi is defecting from APC to PDP, from PDP to APC because of presidency. Okorocha on his own side is feeling intimidated that now that Umahi has come, becoming president or vice president is going to be difficult. I better swap. The time is supposed to spend in protecting and thinking about the well-being of the people. They spent that time in thinking about their growth. They are becoming a president. They are becoming a senator. That means they assume the office they are for their own self and not for the people. That's why I don't believe in those manifestos they present during campaign. I don't believe on those manifestos. I used to tell people that those manifestos our politicians present during campaign are empty manifestos. Don't believe on those manifestos. Don't believe on them. And that is the main reason why I appreciate what Goodluck Jonathan did when they visited him, when they attended his birthday, when APC members attended his birthday. Okay, you people attended Jonathan's birthday and you started discussing issues concerning 2023 election with the former president. What has brought that? So everybody started saying it. Are we not sure that these people want Jonathan to become president again? Then Jonathan told them that, look, this is not time for us to be discussing about 2023 presidency. Let us discuss about the issue on ground. It is security problem. Let's provide a solution that will help settle this problem. That is what I expect you people to be discussing. That's what Jonathan told them. Let me hear from you and know what you have to say concerning all that has just been said. Please, don't forget to leave your comment below the comment box. Click on the subscription button as well as bell button to receive more updates. Thank you.